There's not many anymore, but there's a couple of
Do you see the,
rectangles.
are you
Yeah.
seeing the,
She's saying there's a gray bar kind of at the bottom of below the heart. Is that what
oh,
you're saying, Amy?
Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah, this never comes up full screen, so
Okay.
it's okay. So anyways, give yourself a great big hug for being here. Couple deep breaths in, let it all the way out. So shoulders, do a little stretch. All right, for just getting ourselves grounded here. Remember our nervous system test where we see how far we can go one way or another?
Mhm.
Great. Don't forget, sometimes I forget to do this. I did it this morning. I was super proud of myself for not forgetting. And then take your breaths in and out. High five yourself in the morning and high five each other for being here, showing up for each other. I know we're going to have a lot of missing folks today, but you are an optimist and you're you're an optimist and an activist, and you are making small victories happen one day at a time. Thank you for being my tribe. I love it. This is my favorite part of my week, and my wins are now my favorite part of my week. And we are never stuck. We're always growing out of the behaviors that don't serve us and into our new ones, even if that makes us a little weird, right? Uh,
Mhm.
I just reminded people that some people the other day that this whole idea of self-care isn't selfish. And in order to pull off our habits of health, we need to, right, do our habits of self-care. Is there anything there that you guys are working on that seems to be like, is there anything anyone want to chime in? Like, what are your self-care, holes in the bucket? What's the biggest thing you want to work on in that self-care bubble? Do you know what I'm saying? Is there something like your inner voice, your mental health, your self-acceptance, boundaries?
Self-acceptance.
Self-acceptance. Okay, how about you, Sharon? Amy?
I would say like stress management and mental health and also healthy communication.
Ah, she picked a few. Carrie's always working on several as well. I think I'm always working on that. I'm really always in that space of the inner voice, telling me stories that aren't true.
That's where I was at. Gonna pick inner voice.
Inner voice, changing the way you talk to yourself, working on the voice in your head. She called herself out earlier today, so proud of you, Sharon. And remember, we have all these support tools that we can go to, the win calls, the life book, the conscious forum. That was yesterday. It was fantastic. Then we have the habit finder and the classes. So let's talk about this a little quickly right now, so we can just kind of know what's going on. We have, in terms of the habits of health, a book and life book in our optimal life group. We have Roxy's review of the life book going on. So she made up this wonderful little calendar. Make sure to download it or save it on your phone. Today is day 2. There's 26 elements. So for 26 days, we encourage you to open up your life book for 5 minutes and look and see if there's one thing that you can learn or be inspired by. Go into the chat, comment on our post, either mine or hers or somewhere, make a post, make a comment, just to keep our noses in the books, right? Because that's one of the hardest things to do, is to do 5 minutes in that life book and one recording. If we want to put our fat brains on 5 and 1, we want 5 minutes in the life book and one video or audio or group, community event a week at least. So put your fat brain on 5 and 1. You got that down already, don't you, Yvonne? You're back in the life book. Have you got your time where you look at it?
This week, no.
This week, no?
No.
But it's working better putting it by your devotional though?
It is, but I've been doing my devotional in my phone by the pool, and I didn't bring the book.
Uh-oh. Well, we're just gonna have to get you the videos on the phone. Just go back to your member vault and use the video instead of the book.
Ah,
So
I didn't think of that.
the member vault,
Okay,
26 lessons in it. So sitting by the pool, you listen to Dr. A and read your and go into your member vault. Okay. So
thank you.
So everybody remember, if you can, make a post in Roxy's review of the life book, in Optimal Life every day. Habits to help the habit finder. There is one last class starting through before they take a break for July and August, I think. So if you're not registered, go ahead and register for that. Um, let's see, the conscious forum we're gonna have to discuss. Woo, Carrie sent some major notes. That was major. I hope people watched it. I do have some takeaways from a few folks. But Carrie, as usual, makes these amazing notes. But wow, he did a great job on identity. So we have that. We're going to talk about wins of the week, of course, and then looking at my list here. Let's see. Okay, so we talked about Dave Blanchard. The video from Dr. Anderson's video from Copenhagen came out. Oh, and the Monday night about the protein. That was also a very good one. If anyone saw that protein, chicken, winner, chicken dinner. That was also Monday. And then the Denmark from Copenhagen video came out. So I'll be sending that on an email coming out, where Dr. Anderson studied Denmark and Copenhagen and the health of that community and how we can recreate it here with ourselves. And he's implementing some of those strategies, which is really fun. And then Kate's craving workshop got rescheduled to the 16th. So if you didn't get in on this one, bring one food, one craving, and we're gonna resend out the email again for registration. Everything's the same, 11 a.m. Monday, and we'll send that out shortly along with the Copenhagen video from YouTube. So you have that. And so there's always all kinds of good stuff going on, right? Let's see, did I miss anything in terms of announcements? One other thing that will come out is Craig Blanchett, the guy who does the reset workshops. The reset challenge, the guy who developed that, he actually does a workout group via Zoom every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 9 a.m. Central. And I'm going to send out a link for signing up for that. It's called the Low Rollers. And he's got some people that are paraplegics in with him on Zoom, and they're working out, on their bikes and such. And then he puts a challenge in for everyone. So even the slow walkers, Yvonne, even the slow walkers, and there's people that have legs and arms, right? And they were there, and he was posing a challenge to everyone of how to do some interval training at your pace and place, at your pace and age, right? And the interval training, and they do it online together in a Zoom format. So I think Yvonne, you would love it. Margot would love it. Betty would love it. So I'm going to I'm saying this out loud. So we want to make sure that we get some people, if you need an excuse to work out and someone to plug into so that you don't miss your workouts, it's a great way to do it. There was one lady on Zoom I attended this morning, one lady on a Zoom on a walk, and she just was, talking to them while she was walking. And so it was great. So I'll send that link out to, coming up. So you have that. That's a new tool that we'll have to use. So, so that's super fun. Sharon, you do an exercise group already. Oh, Sandy might even like that one. Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 9 a.m. What is your exercise group, Sharon? What do you do? You do a Zoom, right?
Yeah, we do a Zoom. This morning, actually, we did yoga.
Oh, you did. And that's like a paid group that you run, right?
Yeah. One gal has a Beachbody membership.
Oh,
And so we pick a program, the one we're doing this, uh-oh.
Beachbody. This okay.
One with
Anyway,
Vic-
free. It'll be with Craig, and it's a group on. So yeah, you can join that one. If it's sometimes it's easier to get stuff done if you join a group and there's someone expecting you and you have an appointment, right? And then you right, Yvonne, if you have an appointment, maybe you'll make sure to show up. Would that
Yep.
be helpful?
Yep.
And if you're the leader, then you don't want to feel guilty about not showing up.
Right, right.
Yeah.
If you're there, then you don't miss because you like this. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool that he made that available to everyone. So I like that a lot. So the other thing I wanted to do was I wanted to share, since we have a smaller group today, we probably have time to do this. I wanted to share this video that Kate sent in lieu of her rescheduling the craving workshop. This is a tapping video called compulsive mastication. Does anybody here have issues with just wanting to have something in your mouth? Like just like yeah. Anyone? I do. It's not just sugar, it's like actually having something in my mouth. I find myself chewing on pen caps and things like that. But tapping is a great way to ground ourselves and get our brain body coherence together. And so if you feel like you're having a moment where you are in a stop, challenge and choose place where you really need to stop, get it together, don't dive into the bag of M&Ms or chips or whatever. Anyone been there? Done that? Compulsive eating, like overeating for no reason, you're stressed out, you not stop challenge and choosing, right? Sandy, I know, has been there. I want to just share this with you because I think it's a great video and I put it in the chat, but probably everybody didn't see it. Let's just go through this. It takes like 6-7 minutes and let's do it because you'll see how grounding it is and you'll see how
during times of
a small group today. You'll see how relaxing it is and how if we make a practice to do this every day, this will be similar to what Kate does in the craving workshop as well. So you get an exposure to that. But if we make sure to do this at least once a day or in times of stress where we need to stop ourselves, this is a great tool. Okay, so let's just go through this and do it together. Can you guys still see me?
that is not healthy.
Yes.
Okay. Can
And
you hear?
for many of us, that's what we do with food.
Turn it up.
So much you might think you need that.
It's all the way up.
And let's do something about that.
Can you hear it?
So taking full responsibility for your own
I
well-being.
can't really hear it.
Okay.
Not very loud.
I'm just gonna,
Even though I use food to comfort myself.
I'll just put it in the chat then for you guys.
Choose to love and accept myself.
Now we can
It's
hear.
okay.
You can
Even though
Yeah,
I use
you
food
can.
to comfort
Yeah.
myself.
hear it?
Yes.
I choose to love and honor myself anyway.
So he's tapping.
Even though I use food to comfort myself. When I'm feeling stressed, maybe when I'm feeling scared or sad or angry,
Don't forget to breathe.
eating helps me numb the pain. And I just ignore the consequences. Because I need to feel good right then. And even though I comfort myself with eating, I choose to deeply and completely love, honor, and accept myself. And maybe anyone else who taught me to do this. All this need to comfort myself with food. All this need to eat to feel better. It's not because I'm bad or stupid. It's just that I've been taught to do this. From a very early age. I was taught that food would help me feel better. And usually not the healthiest foods. All this need to use food to comfort myself.
Don't forget to
And I love and appreciate those parts of me that are just trying to make me feel better. Even though there are uncomfortable consequences later. I just need to feel good in the moment. Just trying to eat my way to a good feeling. To try to avoid an uncomfortable feeling. All these uncomfortable feelings. All this stuff that's bothering me. I don't like feeling uncomfortable. If only there was a healthy way to deal with that. And I'm releasing the discomfort. So that I can use food for what it was intended for. Giving nourishment to my body. It's like putting gas in my car. If I was feeling upset about something, I wouldn't go try to stick donuts in the gas tank. Or I wouldn't fill the tank and then start filling the trunk. But I do that with food sometimes. Not because I'm bad or stupid. I've just learned that that's how I make myself feel better. And I'm finding healthier ways to help myself feel better. Clearing out the discomfort. Allowing myself to relax. Allowing myself to feel more peace. Allowing myself to feel good. In a way that keeps feeling good. And won't take away good feelings later. Finding healthier ways to comfort myself. I'm practicing really good self-care right now. I'm treating myself with more and more love. In body, mind, and spirit. Take a deep breath. You deserve to be treated with love and respect. And so allow yourself to use tapping and other processes like that to help you get to that more comfortable feeling.
Without doing harm to yourself. And if you must masticate.
He says, find healthier ways to do it. Chew on pen caps and celery. That's what I say. Find healthier ways to do it. So anyway, I find that's really helpful. There's a bunch of YouTube videos and on that kind of thing, and there's the video link. I sent it to you if you want to try and practice that on your own at home. Did anyone get anything out of that? Did you guys have any experiences or feel more relaxed or feel like more grounded? Anybody want to share? Yes, Yvonne.
I actually that this calmed me more than all the others.
Does it?
Yep.
You know what one does me? This one. This one always makes me yawn and cry. But this one's second for me. Mm-hmm. Anyone else? Anyone else have an experience with that? This one almost always makes me yawn. I'll do this in bed at night if I wake up with stress. I'll do this one. Yeah, it's a great point. Sandy's on the water. How spectacular is that? Bravo. Any other experience? Amy, what did you experience from the tapping? Have you ever done that before, Sharon?
Did you say me? Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
It just relax, just relaxes. Just relaxes you.
I found
How about-
And some of the comments are, are real.
Yeah. I like listening to what he says, and I like to repeat it out loud when I can, when I'm, sometimes I just listen, but sometimes I like to repeat it. Yeah. How about you, Amy?
Yeah.
I haven't really tried the tapping thing, but I found that when I have a hard time going to sleep, sometimes it helps to like kind of rub or massage the back of your neck or the back of your head or even your shoulders or different things.
Rubbing calms the vagus. Yeah, this is a vagus nerve relaxation. So calming the vagus nerve, the back of the head, all the way through to the collarbone. That calms your vagus nerve. Yep, turns on the parasympathetics. That's a good one. Even just pretending you're putting nice lotion on your face and just like a nice expensive lotion. This is another one, is a great grounding. And another one that I've forgotten about is doing this, concentrating on being the touch E and being the touch er. So like one hand is touching, the other one is being touched, and try to distinguish between the two. Does that make sense? It's really, it messes with your brain and it makes you so calm, and it's just so, one is the toucher and one is the touchy. It's great. I love that one. So
Yeah,
those
that's
are
a great point. And this, Carrie, I love these techniques because and Dr. A's thing is great, but he doesn't always get the mind body connection component. He's all prefrontal cortex, and he does talk a lot about processing the emotions. And what
Yes.
this guy just did, love Brad Yates, and you can watch him over and over. He's got like a million videos. It helps you feel it. And
Yeah.
as you're doing that, just like you showed, the touching and the touchy, that was a great way to put it, because you are processing the emotion. And if we're emotional eating, what we need is to process the emotion. So this is great stuff. And yeah, pick up it one video a day, AM, PM, whatever you like. These are all good. Thank you.
That's Carrie and I have been doing this work for a long time. We have to embody and metabolize the emotions. And she's right. Dr. Anderson does a lot of cerebral cortex, a lot of, yes, thinking through it very didactically, and it's very accurate, right? But then there's the body part. We got to metabolize through our body and out of our body. That's the somatic part. So if you've heard of somatic yoga, right? That's the new hot thing, right? Somatic yoga. All of this stuff, right? All of this stuff is somatic metabolism of emotion, getting it out. Remember we talked about the washing machine exercise, right? And then the windmill exercise, all these things, the hugging, it's just get it out of your body, okay? So that's the only thing we would add to Dr. Anderson as a cherry on top, right? We've been, and it has changed everything, for Carrie and I, and we're getting our lives back slowly but surely, right, Carrie? Practicing this stuff for like 5 years, so it's really, or more.
Yeah,
So
I started with Brad Yates over 12 years ago, probably 13. And then I took the course for the tapping, my sister and I. So we're level 1 and 2 practitioners. I'm thinking that was more than 10 years ago. So yeah, I've known you for 5 years, but I've been doing it longer. So
lot longer. See, which is why she has her own class now in Spanish, teaches it in Spanish, and she helps lead the one on Friday that we're in. Jolie, welcome. We're glad you're here. So Jolie's like, what is all this weird stuff? Okay, so we'll get you caught up to speed. I know we're not weirdos. It's not it's not anything woo-woo. It's just we're trying to get our brains and our bodies to connect so that we can calm ourselves down. So go to element 4 in your life book, Jolie, and start learning about the 3 levels of your brain. Your amygdala is the lizard brain, and that's the one that we're learning to calm down. That's the one that drives the fear show that keeps us stuck in all those thinking habits that we have. Okay, so you're learning all about this. Okay, so that being said, I thought a small group, now we had time to do that today, so that's good. So let's talk about wins of the week. What did you get out of Monday night? What did you get out of Dr. A? Let's kind of go around robin here. Who wants to start? Let's start with, let's see, Sandy's on the boat, so probably not her. Sarah, what about you? Want to start, Sarah Yvonne?
Not so much Monday, but the habit finder health. I had a revelation on that.
Oh,
that in one of the scoring, I can't remember if it was self-care,
Mm-hmm.
the last one. And it was showing, he explained that bar. And when it comes to obligation, I do a lot of things under obligation.
Mm. Raise your hand if you have obligation as one of your scores. Yeah. Sharing it, yeah. It's a common one. So what are you obligated to do? What's your breakthrough?
Oh, doing things that I really don't want to do because I should do, but I do it so that I won't hear my voice inside my head say, nah, 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 nah.
Yep, feeling the burden of obligation. So what are you
Yes.
going to do next when you hear that voice?
Well,
What will you do next?
since that went off in my head, what I do is when I hear that voice, I hum.
That is another nervous system relaxation technique. That's somatically metabolizing your emotion. That is awesome.
I hum. I used to hum all the time, but somewhere along the line, I lost doing it.
Humming.
Humming.
There's so many good ways to metabolize that emotion. That is perfect. Bravo.
Thank you.
Okay.
That's
So
interesting. I never heard about that before.
So hum your way out of obligation. Yep. Humming. Now, Amy, calms the vagus nerve again and stimulates the parasympathetic, which is the slow and go system in element 4, Jolie, of your life book. The slow system. There's a slow system and a go system. Slow is where we want to be, right? Not go is where we're very reactive. So, Sarah, that is fantastic. That's awesome. Did you hear Dr. Anderson yesterday or the recording? I know you were trying to get in. Did you get the recording?
I couldn't get in.
I sent you the recording and the notes from Carrie in your email. Did you see that?
No, because my email is kind of wonky right now.
I sent you a replay link on your Facebook or your text as well, so you should be able to go back.
I'll look for it.
The live. Yeah. Yep. You should be able to watch the live stream on Facebook.
What is the banner for it on Facebook? Where would I look?
Dr. Wayne Anderson.
Okay, go to his
yep,
page.
go to email. The links are all there. Carrie put them in there for you.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Dr. Wayne Anderson. Yeah, check your links first. So, because I sent you a direct access, I believe.
Thank you.
And you can also sign up for the recording links to be sent directly to you.
I think I did that.
Okay. Anything else to share, my dear? Any other breakthroughs this week? Did you have any other wins or aha moments? Did you get signed up for some therapy yet, my friend?
Not yet. I don't know. I've decided to do it, but I don't know where to go.
Okay, well,
So
one step closer.
yes. The win called this morning. Passion is doing it even when you don't want to.
Yes.
And I had to look at my journey and put it differently in my head. To eliminate obligation, I have to turn obligation into a passion, where I
Mm.
look at it not through the lens of obligation, but to look at it through the lens of passion.
Mhm. 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 Passion actually means to suffer for something that you love and care about. And if you love and care about yourself and getting healthy and well, like Yvonne is learning to do, loving herself, that's a great way to put it, Yvonne. I have a passion and I'm willing to suffer whatever I have to do to suffer through to get to what I want. That's fantastic. Woo!
So that was my light bulb.
High five, everybody. That is fantastic. I kind of had that revelation too this week in a different way, but the same sort of thing, which I won't share right at the second. But I think that whole idea about passion, willing to suffer, and you don't count the time or the cost because it's just something you care so deeply about, even if it is hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, even if it's hard, even if it sucks, you're going to do it anyway, right? Mm-hmm. Very good. That's fantastic. So all this stuff is hard. So Jolie, did you hear that? Because Yvonne has gone and she used to push back on me a lot because I would keep pushing her outside of her comfort zone a little bit, like just baby steps, right? And Yvonne, right? Can you back me up on this? Jolie's a little
Yeah.
uncomfortable being here. She's a lot uncomfortable being here. So Yvonne was in your shoes not too long ago. Do you have advice for her?
Just keep coming, because by choice, I'm an introvert by choice in certain situations. And once you feel comfortable and welcomed, it will be very easy to sit down and do it, because that's how I started. I wasn't comfortable in the beginning, and now sometimes I think I talk too much.
Couldn't get her to say anything in the beginning, and then when Doctor,
Not a word.
and then when I loved it when she was on Habit Finder with Dave Blanchard, and she was brave enough to raise her hand, and then he blew her skull wide open and in front of everybody. That was the best moment ever. And since then, she's been a new woman, just a new woman. Can't shut her up. It's great. Every week she's got a new revelation and she's learning and growing. So loving you, Yvonne. That's fantastic. And slow walks count. Okay. Slow walks count. So I want you to join the low roller group with Dave or with Craig. I'll give you the link because I think that'd be great for you.
Okay.
How about you, Sharon? What'd you get out of any shares, or Carrie, pop in when you can. If you want to, Sandy, of course, while you're boating. Any aha moments, takeaways?
Well, just
Wins?
Monday when the Claire brothers were talking about the lean and green. And one thing, I mean, they started with rotisserie chicken. And I have been to Walmart multiple times in their cold storage area, and their rotisserie chicken, those rotisserie chickens that you get on the hot plate by the
Yep,
checkout.
yep.
They'll have them in the cold section, like for $2.
Oh, no way.
So you talk about, and you can use, obviously use that for a quick lean and green, using the chicken from that. But yes, I quite frequently do that, and it's a good way to start with the lean and green. So,
That's great.
yeah,
Easy.
and it's just because it didn't go that day. So, and it's in cold storage. So that was my tip from that. Just to make it as simple, make it simple. And I got a lot of things from Dr. Anderson yesterday. One of the first things he said was the most powerful force in human behavior is the story we tell ourselves about who we are. In that headspace. And
Isn't that the truth? Inner voice.
let go of the story, return to the moment. And he didn't mention anything about this yesterday, but I've heard this multiple times, but about the FEAR acronym, false evidence appearing real. And
Yes.
I say that to myself quite often because something comes up and I go into that space and I'm just like, I'm not going there. So false evidence appearing real, like there's nothing to prove. There's no evidence. There's no evidence that I should be thinking that way, feel that way.
I love that, Sharon. Love it.
That's kind of been my mantra, fear. And he talked about a lot about identity. Ask, am I proving or creating? Am I seeking validation or experiencing, I think? And am I attached to outcomes or committed to act?
Yeah.
And we hear quite often, lead from the future, act in the now. Know what you want in the future, but take the steps.
Yes. The steps are the stepping obstacles are the stepping stones to that future self. Yeah. Did you see this, Jolie? Did you watch yesterday or not? No?
No.
Which one did I? Well,
It was
I watched yesterday. I can't keep everybody straight. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay. So
I don't think she
so
knows.
last night I was
on Dr. Yeah.
Dave
okay. Blanche. Oh, good for you. Awesome.
And I was on this morning on the wind call too. And I've had 3 days of drinking big jugs of water. And I usually don't drink any water. So
That is fantastic. So did you have anything that you remember? Do you like being there? What was your experience? What did you learn? Anything?
from last night?
Any of it?
Oh yeah, let me just well, he said before that you're not your thoughts and you need to become aware. And one thing I put a note and I was going to actually ask Sharon or someone. I didn't quite grasp it all, and it was recording. They were talking about affirmations and recording voice. Recording voice. Do you have? I can't write fast enough.
Yeah, there are affirmations on the workbook, and then you get a little recorder on your phone, and you speak into it and say your affirmations and listen to yourself back.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Sharon can show you how to do it.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, it works great. I listen to mine almost every morning, and I catch myself stinking thinking, and I go, "Oh yeah, there's those thoughts again." And then there's me saying, think this way. It's great. It's in my voice. It's wonderful. Good job, Jolie. That's
Well,
great.
This morning, when I got up, first thing I did is went to fill my jug. And I've never, ever chose to go to the sink and fill a jug with water. So
High 10, high 10, high 10. This is big. This is big. This is really big, Jolie. I want you to write down a positive, negative list. Everybody write down little things like that you're going to add these up all in one column, and then you're going to see this is what I used to do over here, and now you're going to have this add column. Does that make sense?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And put it on your refrigerator. So, I could walk up the stairs without breathing heavy. Oh, I could tie my shoes without breathing heavy. Oh, I thought about filling up my jug. Oh, write it. And it add up. Does that make sense?
That's a good idea.
Yeah, because we forget about the little things. Sandy, yes.
Hello.
Hi.
I finally found the unmute button on my phone. I've been losing my mind out here paddling around. So I just, before I lose it again.
No, she's frozen. Shoot.
No,
She's okay.
I'm okay.
Okay.
I'm there.
Okay.
Okay. So I have two huge wins. The first one is, on Saturday, I filled the back of Steve's van with 8 or 10 boxes and went to Goodwill. Yesterday, I filled it again with 8 or 10 boxes and went to the transitional housing place where I've been
Let's hear 'em.
volunteering for 10 years.
Oh, no.
Am I frozen?
No, I can
No,
see.
keep going, Sandy. We hear you.
Yeah, okay. So, and my other win is I listened to Dr. A between 2 Zoom meetings I had Tuesday morning. I had to leave partway through, but I listened to part of it. I'm here today. That's a win. And I've been in my boat, in my kayak almost every day, and I've been walking again. So I have a lot of wins this week, and I'm
Bravo.
very proud of myself.
Very good.
It's round of applause.
And now
Yay,
I
awesome.
Yeah,
We love you,
now I'm
Sandy.
going to mute myself again if I can find it. And
Thanks
keep
for
on
coming,
paddling.
Sandy.
I'm going to
Thanks for
keep on paddling. Enjoy the view.
contribution.
Yeah, thanks for sharing your view.
Yeah, Roxy's at the doctor's office. I don't know if she can pop back on or not, but thank you, Roxy, if you can hear us, for putting together our little challenge that gets our nose in the books this spring. I'm encouraging people to streak into spring and summer, create a streak of some sorts, be a streaker. It's any
So to speak.
if that creates any visuals, so be it. But be a streaker. Like every day, let's fill out your calendar with little gold stars or whatever. Streak it. See how many days in a row you can get your nose in the book, right? Create streaks 1 week at a time. Maybe it's water, right, Jolie? Streak into a week. Water every day for 1 week. Let's see if I can do that, right?
Yeah.
Streak into the springs, and then just take the streak to the next week, and then take it streak into summer, and think about that. Does that make sense?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and so keep streaking, y'all.
That was my
That's what I was
college.
gonna-
That was my college days when they streaked. They really
Oh boy.
streaked.
For real.
A visual with a memory.
For real. For real. We stood
Yep.
at the dorm window watching the streakers go by.
For
Oh,
real.
those were the days.
Those were the days.
I've only done naked swimming, and that's it. But I've never really streaked.
Well, then you haven't really lived.
I haven't.
See, Sharon didn't say she did it. She said
I didn't
she
say I
watched
was
it.
the observer. I was in the observer's chair.
I just admitted to nude diving, but that was a whole
Yeah, we
nother
all skinny dipped.
skinny dipped. That was a whole nother lifestyle ago. Hey, Roxy, how about you? What's going on, girl? Thank you.
Hi, I'm waiting here for my mammogram, so I don't know if maybe you can listen to me, but I'm
Yeah,
in
we
the
can hear
line. I'm gonna be next very soon.
Okay. And we appreciate you and putting this together. Did you have a win of the week other than this is a big win doing this for everybody? Did you have any other
Yay.
win?
Uh, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, that really keeps me motivated. I mean, I've been sleeping good. And yesterday, Dr. A says about, if you're depressed, the best thing you can do is sleep. If you have emotional problems, the best thing you can do is sleep. So I said, like, I really have to go to sleep. I mean, because I'm always short of time, I guess.
You don't let
But yeah, I think that's my win. I've been sleeping a lot.
you don't let yourself sleep. That's where we process. Our brain compartmentalizes our emotions when and it
That's
files them away.
that's awesome, Roxy, because that's where you got to start. You got to give yourself permission. It's
Yeah.
okay to sleep more. It's okay to go to bed early. It's okay to sleep in. It's okay to take a nap,
Yeah.
according to your schedule. And it's okay to clear a few things out of your schedule because
Yeah,
you are
that's my
your
big win.
priority.
I try to sleep a little bit more because I'm always short of, I mean, like, I always have like 7 hours. I mean, I never woke up. Once I go to the bed, I sleep through the night. But now
Yeah.
I'm more conscious about it, and I'm just trying to get a little bit more of time.
Good. That's a big win.
That's a
Yeah.
huge. I had a big problem too, giving myself permission to sleep and not allow. Yeah, no, it's a lot better. It's
Okay, I'm next.
okay. Love you.
I gotta
That's been a
go.
Love you, Rox.
progress.
Bye.
Bye.
Terry, do you have a share? I know, thank you for your notes are phenomenal. I did forward them to, I can forward them to Jolie too, but, and you got compliments from Kathy D and, Phil, I think Phil, I'm not sure if Phil, but Kathy appreciated them as well.
Oh,
Phyllis
good.
can't be, and Betty can't be here, and Mary Gomat
Yeah.
has filled in this 2 weeks of retirement with her volunteer work, of course, so she'll be
Right.
back.
Extra
And
busy. Yeah,
yeah,
there
she's
were definitely some points I wanted to bring out, but I'm got my hands in the dirt. It's dry dirt right now, not mud, so I can grab my phone for a second. But it was really good, and I really appreciated again the way he brings up the icky sauce and whatever, and the statement he said that he bases a lot of his work on is the Viktor Frankl, the pause between, I don't remember how it goes. Anyway, it's in the notes.
this between stimulus and response.
There you go. So we all tend to just react. No, now we're conscious thinkers and conscious actors. And that's the challenge. He always says stop, challenge, choose. But what Viktor Frankl said, that little pause, and it might be a millisecond, it might be a minute, but that's where we are engaging and deciding who we are and how we're going to act, because it was all about the self, and the ego is not all bad. Some people think, oh, ego is bad. Well, egotistical is bad.
Right.
But the ego is the self trying to protect the self. But I loved how he emphasized more than once the self is a continuous process. And we're
Mhm.
doing that now. And anyone, someone new on here, I think it was Jolene, you're learning new habits. And it's like, whoa, girl, you did a lot when you were saying what you did, drinking all that water and this and that, and got on the wind call or whatever. Now, to build a habit, it takes, a while, and there's discrepancy 21 days or whatever. But just focus on one thing. That's your 1%. And do it every day this week. And then you can add another one. And then you'll be doing 4 things by the end of the month. But you'll be doing them well. And
Mm.
so, and that's really what Dr. A is saying all the time. I love how he said he got out of whatever, branch medicine he was in to do this, because this is helping people reshape their lives. He was saving lives, but now he's reshaping lives, teaching people how to live. And that's, it's literally a lifestyle for the lifetime. And that's why we're all here. So it's like, I guess that's kind of my win too. I had that pull. It's like, oh, I'm gonna go watch Dr. Ray. It's only once a month, but I want to do it. And I've got my things that I do, every Friday in a group. And like you said, I started a Spanish group, but I
Mhm.
do this stuff daily.
Yeah.
And that's what keeps us alive and keeps us growing.
The whole topic, Carrie, was about identity, and I
Yeah.
appreciate about how is it your friend or your foe? Because your identity, how you identify yourself, how you speak to yourself, it keeps you stuck or it moves you forward, and it is a fluid. He said it flows. It's
Yeah.
never stagnant. You can create a new identity, and that's so true. And it shifts. It can shift. You don't have to be stuck with who you are because you're because that's the way you were born, or you're like that. You know what I mean? And you're generationally, you're stuck. That I love that idea. I love that whole
Yeah.
idea. Or
And if you find yourself saying, well, that's just the way I am, or
right.
that's who I am, yes, and now that you're aware of it, you can work on it.
You can shift that identity, absolutely. And is it easy? No,
No,
I'm going from a
it's
critical.
it's simple, but not easy. It's not easy, but it's simple. It's a very stop, challenge, choose. It's a very simple process.
Right. Right. It's simple but not easy for sure. And he went from critical care, top of his medical game, to helping people create optimal health and life. That's a huge identity shift, right? And I had a huge breakdown, mentally. It took me probably a year to like a good 9 months to work through my emotions around shifting from I'm a chiropractor. I have my hands on people. I own a practice, from that to what I'm doing now. Huge identities. That was a huge identity shift. It was
Yeah,
very much more.
and for you to let it go, even though you let the clinic go 10 years ago.
I know, right? But I didn't let the emotional component go. And that's what I really got. My breakthrough from this was, and my current breakthrough was, that it's you can know it here, but to actually change the feeling, the response to the stimulus, that takes a lot of consciousness, because that stimulus is always automatic. This is, and it's so, even though we know better, right? We just still keep doing the response. And so, I this was my breakthrough for the week. And we only have a couple minutes left, but my breakthrough was that that I have been working on the financial freedom, financial healthy, really, my finance, my feelings around money, and not getting that stress response in the area of finances. Okay. And I realized that in this process of healing this, I've done a lot of work on what's reality. So like element 3, what's my current reality? Or going to element 2, what's the current reality? What's for real? What's the number? What's the black and white? What's for real? And how do I feel about it? They're two different things completely, guys. And it's just craziness, because black and white is not the same as how you feel. Does that make sense? So as I'm going through this process, I literally we had several financial meetings, and the lady said, listen, you know what? For all intents and purposes, you don't have to work. Just go eat bonbons and get on a cruise ship, right? I'm like, what? Hold the phone, what are you talking about? Right? My immediate response is fear, 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 right? And it doesn't matter what she says or what the numbers say. It's my feeling is completely different. Does that make sense? And there's the same thing happens with us. What, you're going to tell me this is going to work? I'm going to lose this weight, and I can keep it off and all this stuff. That's totally different than knowing it will. Does that make sense? Knowing in your head. And it's just crazy. And then I had the same experience on the scale the other day. I broke up with the scale a long time ago. I only weigh a few times a month now, a couple times a month. And I used to be obsessed, and it used to ruin my day or make my day every day. Well, I've been at the top of my 10-pound window for a while, and I'm like not happy with that. And so I'm starting to beat myself up, and the inner dialogue is going like, I got to clean it up. I got to stop the bite, licks, and tastes, and get, just tighten up where I'm loosey goosey. So I've been doing that the last couple weeks. And don't you know, I got on that scale the other day, and it gave me a number I liked. And don't you know, that reaction was immediate joy in my body. And I thought, how sick and wrong is that? This is a number. It doesn't mean anything, but my response was automatic. Does that make sense? my response was automatic, and it was so apparent to me that it has been such a trauma in my life. The whole diet up down, it's so traumatic that I literally have to work that out of my body as well. Does that make sense? So my response to that was shocking to me. And it just goes to show you that whether it's a good response or bad, or happy or not, it's still a response that is out of your control, that you can be aware of, like Yvonne, and work through that, by humming, by grounding, by talking to yourself like, that's not true, I'm not going there today, like Sharon does. No, not going there today, like that. So we do have the tools, guys. We have everything we need, and it's so exciting, because we can shift everything, our whole identity, everything can shift. Our reactions and responses can shift. I can't believe how I respond to things now. Back into relationship with estranged family members, and things like that. That's big stuff. And lots of big things have and can happen just by continuing to apply these skill sets and just continuing to be aware. Jolie, keep showing up. Sandy keeps showing up. Everybody, Amy, what was your takeaway from today or anything before we leave here? I didn't get a chance to come to you.
I like what Yvonne shared. What was it about? Help me remember. It was about habit finder or passion, or not. Maybe it wasn't habit finder, but it was about passion and being willing to suffer in a sense or do hard things for something that's worth it to you. That is key. And then I really learned a lot from, I think this is something Dave Blanchard, yeah, well, it was Dave Blanchard, but it was not Coach Thing. He talked about listening, like developing the skill of really listening and tuning into people and staying in their world. Wasn't that amazing? I don't know if you heard that, but while I was on Saturday, it was incredible. And it's funny because my friend and I are doing a Bible study that literally says the same thing.
I think you said, when was the last time someone really listened to you and heard you? Was that what it was?
Yeah, that was part of it. And he would talk for like half an hour just on that. It was amazing. And he said, I forgot the first part of the quote. It was an amazing quote. It said, something can break a shield, but only agape love, that selfless type of love, can open a heart. And
Only
that was a mind blow. Gotta write that down, put that into practice. And on Sunday and several times since then, I did put it into practice with other people or several times with my husband. And I am shocked at what it does.
only you applied the agape love and it opened the heart.
Yeah, and the listening. Yes, the listening because of agape love. Yeah. Loving through listening. Oh, try it seriously. It will transform your relationships and it'll change you too. Make you a little less.
It changes
It's a
relationships.
blessing.
Yep, it changes relationships, doesn't it,
God,
Amy?
it's so much sweeter. I just
Oh,
appreciate it.
that's exactly how you heal a relationship. Don't, yeah, it truly is at the end of the day. Fantastic, you guys. Really great. Well, we are at the end of our time. Thank you for sharing, Amy. That was a great way to put a cherry on top of today. Keep practicing, keep showing up. And Jolie, bravo for stepping out of your comfort zone. I hope, keep going. We're behind you, cheering you on. And Sandy, oh, thank you for showing us Lake Sarah and your orange glasses. Oh, I love you so much. I'm so jealous right now. Minnesota is my heart home. Love it.
All right. See y'all next week.
Take care. Bye.